thousands of different subcultures in the world. A subculture is a group of people within a culture that differentiates itself from the larger culture to which it belongs, though often maintaining some of its founding principles. One subculture in particular that is one of the most fascinating is the anime subculture. Anime is a term for Japanese works of animation, and over the past few decades the subculture has spread from Japan to across the world, specifically in the United States. Millions of people have formed this subculture based on a shared interest for Japanese anime, and people who are members of the subculture typically are classified under the name otaku, the Japanese term for people with obsessive interests, commonly anime and manga, the term for Japanese comic books. Originally used as a derogatory remark, the definition of this word has since changed into what its current meaning is today, and many members of the anime subculture classify themselves willingly as otaku. The members of the subculture express their appreciation for the subculture in many different ways, and there are several different types of anime fans. Several people prefer a specific type of genre such as action, adventure, comedy, horror, mecha, sci-fi, and many others. And others are either very heavily into anime, appreciate the art form, or hell, are just even casual viewers. One way of expressing their appreciation for anime is through cosplaying, performance art in which members of the subculture dress up in detailed costumes based on their favorite anime or manga characters, frequently doing so at various anime conventions across the country. Many people consider cosplaying itself to be a subculture of its own, but the presence of cosplay in the overall anime subculture still makes it an important part of the expression involved in the subculture. Members of the culture frequently post on blogs or forums on websites such as Tumblr and 4chan, and interact with members of the community while sharing their passion for the medium. Many members of the subculture also have a passion for creating fan art or their favorite animes, with websites such as DeviantArt filled to the brim with spectacular-looking anime fan art drawn by members of the subculture. Others will gather at conventions based on anime and socialize with members of the subculture, and attend anime-themed panels and events at these conventions. There are many reasons why people consider themselves to be members of the anime subculture. So, to gather research on this topic, I interviewed several anime fans on what anime means to them. I asked each person 3 questions. How did they get into anime/the anime subculture? What is your favorite thing about anime or the anime culture in general? And finally, what is your favorite anime? The responses I ended up getting were all unique, and most had some interesting stories to tell about their interest in anime. Let's take a look, shall we?
Okay, so originally, and I'm not a huge anime fanatic, but the anime I do watch I got into because I was watching Avatar: The Last Airbender, and it was on an anime site, and I said, oh, there's good stuff on this site, judging from the one TV show I watched on it, so we'll see what else is on it.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing already because this is a big story. Basically, I was into YouTube, and I was a big YouTube nerd, and one of my friends put up a song from an anime, and I was like, oh, what's that? And it's like, oh, it's from an anime, and then I looked it up, and I was like, oh, this is a cool anime, and I ended up showing my friend, and then she got so consumed in anime, and that she dragged me into it, so it was kinda, I got her into the thing that she got me into.
I was practically born into it. I remember my 3rd Halloween of my life, I had a Pikachu costume. And I think the first anime I ever watched was some anime that my dad watched as a kid. And I had a lot of Sailor Moon stuff, and Tokyo Moon and stuff from Korea when I was little. So yeah, born into it.
I saw it on TV when I was little. I was introduced into anime culture by my sister, who discovered Vocaloid and Hitalia online. I'm not really sure how she found it out, but she got me into it because, I don't know, when she's plagued in my life.
I got into anime just the same way a lot of people in the 90s, early 2000s did, was Toonami. Cartoon Network had this ingenious idea to take this fantastic medium from Japan and bring it over to the Eastern animation. You know, Western animation is very popular. It's huge. So Cartoon Network and Warner were like, hey, let's do this. So they brought over Toonami, and the amount of shows that people were introduced to: Inuyasha, Yu Yu Hakusho, of course Dragon Ball Z was the big one, Outlaw Star, and then Adult Swim started to do stuff as well with Full Metal Alchemist and Death Note. So really, that's how I personally got into anime. Also Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! Because when you're a kid, card games and video games were the thing to do, and of course they had anime as well. So that's definitely how I got into anime, was from Toonami and the culture in itself.
I think my sister, when I was like 4, introduced me to Naruto, and from there I kind of just had on and off until I kind of got bored one day and started watching anime like all the time. So that's how it.
I think I started watching Sailor Moon because I thought that some of the characters were really, like the character designs were really interesting, and it all just kind of went on from there.
Well, my friend showed it to me when I was a child, and it was great. It was, okay, we used to be like really chubby kids, like really fat kids, my brother and I. So my parents made us go to the travel on a regular basis, and we had a little TV and we watched movies and stuff. So we got like anime DVDs because they looked cool, and we watched those, and that is how we got into anime.
I have to thank Toonami for that. Toonami pretty much helped any kid in the 90s. Toonami pretty much helped introduce anime to 90s kids. It really did. Stuff like with Dragon Ball Z, Tenchi Muyo, Zoids. I could go on and on and on, and just Toonami was a great thing. And of course, the bad side, I would want more anime because I was tired of waiting every day after school, going home and watching TV. I wanted more anime, so I would go to video rental stores and I would look for anime and I would find them. And little did boy Jay know that the anime that he was getting wasn't really family friendly, and that's how I got corrupted at a very young age thanks to anime. So anime was a blessing, at the same time it was a curse to me, and I have no shame whatsoever.
Well, my cousin Lauren showed me an anime called Ouran High School Host Club, which is like a reverse harem, which is like one girl, a bunch of guys, and it was funny.
My first experience with anime was Full Metal Alchemist, which my sister brought home from the library. I found it really enjoyable, so I just continued from there.
My favorite thing about anime is probably the intricate storylines and the different animation styles. I find it really interesting.
I like the art and I like the stories.
Either just how the stories that they make, or I'd say the cosplay.
The best thing about the anime culture is that it's the expressions. It's so open, and people get to express themselves in so many ways, because it's not only that, but it's also fun. It's different from Eastern animation. It's different from what the States do. It's the States is very just bare bones to the point. Anime and its culture is all over the place. Anybody can get into it. Age, sex, race, it doesn't matter. It's the expressionism about it that's so good, because it's so out there. It's crazy, and people can love anything about it, whether it be the magic girls or the monsters or the mechs, the kaijus. It's all so large that anybody can find it and say that's cool. Cosplay became a huge thing because of anime, and it's got so much expression. People get to express themselves by dressing up as these characters that they admire, that they cherish, that they love. And it's one of the best things about the anime and anime culture and all of that Japanese culture that really sets it apart from anything the rest of the world is doing, especially when it comes to Eastern animation in America.
We're Japanese. The culture is terrible, but the Japanese people are swell.
This isn't really specific to the anime culture. It's just some of the stuff that they produce is really good. And actually, the way they do it is that the animation is really well made, and there's certain shots and certain effects you can do in animation that you can't necessarily do in real life movies and whatnot.
See, for me, anime is just a different form of media, which can also have the same intellectual stimulation, like very interesting themes that other movies or TV shows can also have. So but also it can transcend some of the limits that are put on some TV shows or movies because they are obviously not purely animated, and they have to have CGI and stunts and things like that.
Anime is trash. Honestly, most of the people in anime fandoms tend to be pretty mean and nasty to each other, or they tend to be like 12. It's a lot of, I'd say maybe the craziness, how people make things that are really happy, really sad, and things that people who make things really sad, really happy. I'd say that's the best, but most of the time it's kind of.
Well, I myself also like creating art and things, and there's really interesting character designs that I can draw fan art of and stuff, and I don't know, I find some of the storylines really compelling and interesting.
The fact that there's so many of them. Like, if you don't like one anime, you can easily go and jump over to another genre or something and stuff.
The anime culture, I have a love-hate thing going on with them, because the anime culture, you'll meet some really dark and strange people. People you don't want to meet in real life because they tend to be creepy, and let's not deny that any culture itself, any subculture, you're gonna have those few oddballs where you really don't want to hang out with because you're afraid that they might do something weird when your back is turned. But that's besides the point. What I love about anime culture itself is the fact that anime, if it wasn't for anime, I wouldn't go out of my way to learn about Japan. I wouldn't. I mean, anime itself introduced me to a whole new culture. It really did. Albeit, anime isn't really a good representation of Japanese culture, but it helped introduce me to the Japanese culture, and I met a lot of good people through anime, and I learned more about characters, storytelling through anime than anything else. And really, anime is just a great way to be introduced to new and great things. It really is.
It's terrible. I hate it, but I love it. I don't know why.
Anime itself, there's a lot of variety, and I don't know, like the 31 episode format is nice because I don't really have enough. I don't like the hour-long thing unless it's a really interesting show. So there's that. But I don't know, like the culture itself. I like the obsessive fan base. I know nobody else does, but I like the obsessive fan base. They're a good time. They're nice people.
Italia is a pretty big series, so
Either Death Note or hot steamy glasses. I'm not kidding. Hot steamy glasses, but mostly Death Note.
No Game No Life.
Bakuno.
I really like Soul Eater because I just like the story, but also Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is really good.
Full Metal Alchemist.
I would say my favorite anime is either One Piece or Fairy Tail.
Cowboy Bebop.
My favorite anime is Code Geass.
Asking me what my favorite anime is, it's like asking me who my favorite family member is. I can't do that because there are so many. There are so many animes that I watched when I was younger until now that I absolutely love. But the one that's on top of my head right now is a great anime to watch because there's no violence whatsoever. It's just pure comedy, and it's called Lucky Star. Anyone who's seen Lucky Star will agree that Lucky Star is a great anime. It's absolutely hilarious.
Katekyo Hitman Reborn.
My favorite anime is Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann. It's a show that's so outlandish, it's tongue-in-cheek, it knows what it's doing. You know, when you look at anime, most animes are either way too serious or way too comical, and Gurren Lagann knows what it is. It's crazy how different it is from most other anime. It takes all of the cliches, makes it work, and knows what it's doing. Look, I mean, if you look at it, you can see anything about it that screams anime, from the giant robots to the over-sexualized women. to the giant speeches about fighting spirit. Obviously, that's Gurren Lagann's biggest thing. But the show is so heartfelt and it's deep, and the characters are all extremely well written. And when people in the show die, you feel it. Unlike a lot of other shows, whether it be anime or basic Eastern animation, it's so real and it's so well written and it's so heartfelt and it's having so much fun with itself that it's impossible not to like it, and that's why it's my favorite anime.
Probably Neon Genesis Evangelion. I love that anime. It's so good.
Alright, now why don't you show your inner weeb to the
My
camera.
inner weeb, I'm weeb trash. I have with me here my anime nerd things. I have plushies, hot. They're making out. I have I really like Evangelion, so much so that I have many Evangelion figures. I got, the Bay. Oh, the Bay. I have more bays. Wow, there's a lot in here. Just a second, I'm going down. Here we go. More bays. My dad thought these were women. Good times. And my pride and joy, who cost $60, but it's okay because she's cute. And this is my life. Thank you.
The anime subculture contains millions of members, each unique in their own right, with every person I interviewed having their own unique personal tastes and favorite aspects of the culture in general. Whether people prefer going to conventions or just posting on forums, whether they prefer to go all out in cosplay or just casually express their likings to their favorite characters, whether your favorite anime is Fairy Tail, Sailor Moon, Dragon Ball Z, Death Note, Kill la Kill, or Attack on Titan among hundreds of others, everyone is still a member of the diverse subculture of Japanese anime, and the fans will all consider anime an important part of their life. And this is what anime means to us.